Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Fearless Broadcasting. My name is Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. Once again, we are a bit lonely up here tonight. It's a little cold up in the booth here at Homestead Miami Speedway for 75 or 80 laps in the Xfinity Cup Series here with the Wild West Racing League once again. Stanford Witt Xfinity Cup. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We will be going green flag in just a couple of minutes. I'm not sure if this is a secondary open practice or not, or if there is an actual qualifying session. It does not appear to be that way, which is a little interesting to me. So we'll hop on board with Mike Presley for the time being. And we will see you all in just a few minutes when we get ready to go green flag as Mike Presley with a huge drift through the top of, I believe that's turn 2. Coming off of turn 2 now, down the backstretch. Raise your volume just a little bit there, just so you can all hear everything just that little bit better. So for tonight, this is yet another cutoff race for the Stanford Witt Xfinity Cup Championship. The number 4 of Brighton Coleman and the number 8 machine of Justin Bell both need to win to advance to the next round. Unfortunately, I do not currently have any other stats other than that at this time, but I do know that the 8 of Justin Bell and the 4 of Brighton Coleman are in a must-win situation in order to advance here at Homestead Miami Speedway. So don't go away. We will be going green flag in just a couple of minutes. I'm not sure if this is an open qualifying or if this is a secondary practice session, which I am a little confused about at the moment. I was not told about this, so we'll just have to see in just a few minutes.
This one's for every one of those fans in the stands that pull for me every week and take all the bullshit from everybody else.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, Tanner messed up. We got 15 seconds left. Yes, sir.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We were just on the radio there with Craig Smith, owner of the league. Apparently, they set it to open qualifying instead of a, lone qualifying like it would normally be for NASCAR events. Open qualifying is more of a formula and endurance racing style thing, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, microphone falling down on me here. So, in first is Dakota Henderson, followed closely behind by Mike Loveless, Trey Smith in third, Justin Bell in fourth, Mike Presley in fifth, Tanner Ensign in sixth, James Napier in seventh, Brandon Harris in the eighth, Ty Sykes in ninth, Brighton Coleman in 10th, Scott Rush and Gene Watkinson did not set a lap. Actually, as a matter of fact, they're not even showing up on your time screens, so I'm not even sure if they are in tonight's race, which is a bit of a bummer, but we'll make the most of the situation here at Homestead, Miami. 75 laps of racing here under the lights once again with the Wild West Racing League Stand for Wit Xfinity Cup Series. Once again, 2 drivers in contention, 4 championship points. Why did all of my things just disappear? I see cars on track. I would like to be able to be on their cameras, please. Come on, SDK Gaming. You can go to a camera. I would not say no. There we go. Had to be a little goofy with me first. It's okay. Oh, Dakota, you're not in the session yet. Come on. 68 of Mike Loveless on your screen. Sorry about that, folks. There's Dakota Henderson on the inside line. Everybody gritting up now. So the 2 cars, Brandon Harris already jumping to the pits before the race has even begun. Not sure if he's got a wheel issue or not. Homestead Miami Speedway being a very difficult track to race on. Not as high bankings, but very high speed. Going to be a very unique challenge for a lot of drivers out there tonight, as you saw earlier towards the end of qualifying, as we saw a couple cars drifting through turns 1 and 2. Trying to get these cars slowed down is a very difficult task without losing a ton of momentum, but without overspeeding into the corners and potentially planting it into the outside wall. So one of the 2 cars on your screens now, the number 8 WYO Outlaw Custom number 8 Chevrolet Camaro on your screen now is the number 8 of Justin Bell. He is a must-win tonight to be in the playoffs. As we get ready to go green flag under the lights here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Dakota Henderson with a solid launch, but Mike Loveless right there as well. Mike Loveless on the top, Dakota Henderson on the bottom as they slowly go through turns 1 and 2, making sure to take it nice and easy on these cold Goodyear tires. As you see Mike Loveless getting a little squirrely through the midst of turn 2, gets up into the wall. Down the backstretch they go. Dakota Henderson on the bottom in the number 5 Hendrick machine. Justin Bell in the 8. Very sideways from him for a moment. Number 3 car of Trey Smith on the bottom. Tanner Ensign in 5th. James Napier in 6th. Still riding on board with Dakota Henderson. Big drift from the 68 on the top. Trey Smith going by on the bottom. Goodyear tires are very cold out here tonight, not having a lot of grip in the early stages, and the track still has yet to rubber in or warm up itself. Bottom and mid lines seem to be very good at the moment. Top does not seem to be very quick right this minute. Lap 3 of 75 here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Dakota Henderson with a big lift in the entry of turn 1, as you saw by the exhaust popping there. Trey Smith up top, working that top line just a little bit better than we've seen Mike Loveless early on. Mike Loveless down to 4th at the moment. Trey Smith down on the bottom, trying to take the position away from Dakota Henderson. Peachy Vibe number 3 machine on the bottom. Beautiful pass on the bottom of the racetrack, passing the 5. New leader, Trey Smith. Down to Justin Bell for just a moment. He's still in 3rd. He's actually made up a position from 4th. Very good start. Big drift from the number 5. Hooking the apron for just a moment there. Manages to get it straightened back out. 3, 5, and the 8 contesting each other for first place. 68 and the 88 behind them. Trey Smith up top. Dakota Henderson in the middle. Justin Bell we're on board with now in the number 8 as the 3 gets up into the wall. Dakota Henderson in the 5 and the 8 of Justin Bell making a move on the bottom to go around him. Dakota Henderson with another big slide through the middle of turn 1 and 2 here. He's completely sideways. That is masterful car control. Trey Smith with a better exit off of turn 2 down the backstretch once again, going for the move on Dakota Henderson. On the bottom once again, Dakota up in the marble, scraping off the wall off of turn 4. Big drift once again, managing to get it straightened back out. Once again, Trey Smith back up to the lead. Jump back a little bit further here, as both of these drivers have decided to play cat and mouse with each other through the turns. Mike Loveless down in 4th. Bit of a slide for him once again, having more nose grip than he does rear end grip. Little adjustments can make a world of difference here at Homestead Miami. These cars are basically set up as super speedway setups as Mike Loveless gets up into the wall. James Napier blowing right on by him on the bottom. Mike Loveless not really giving the position up quite that easily. He's still running that top line, trying to make it work. Huge speed from the 68 on the top line, getting by the 88 once again. Mike Loveless back up to 4th. James Napier back in 5th. Justin Bell having made a move on Dakota Henderson for 2nd place. He's making some good speed and some good time, trying to chase down the 3. 5 Dakota Henderson behind him, trying to chase him back down as well. About half a car length, trying to keep their cars nice and situated here through turns 1 and 2. Once again, Trey Smith up top. 8 car of Justin Bell in the middle. Dakota Henderson on the bottom. Down the backstretch they go. Dakota Henderson making the move, side by side, jockeying for the position here. Dakota Henderson and Justin Bell through turns 3 and 4. Dakota Henderson with about a half a car on him down the front stretch, but the 8 has the draft from the 3. Coming into turn number 1 once again. Dakota Henderson running the bottom line, getting by both of them in a beautiful pass. Once again, Dakota Henderson back up to the lead. Trey Smith not letting him have it that easy, though. He's contesting once again. Justin Bell watching it all unfold. Small field out here tonight, very spread out. Not a lot of action, not a lot of action in the remainder of the field. 10 laps completed this time by here at Homestead Miami. Dakota Henderson, Trey Smith, and Justin Bell are all fighting for that first place. Justin Bell, I believe, having not led a single lap out here tonight so far. 3 car up into the wall. 5 cars not much better off. Charging down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. 5 car kind of throwing a bit of a late block there, but still all good racing. 8 car with a bit of a slide coming off of turn 4. Side by side with the 3. Falling back to Mike Loveless. Watching it all unfold down in 4th. Trying to catch back up. 5, 3, 8, and the 68 all challenging for first place. 8 car behind the 3. Will he make the move and try to take the bottom from Trey Smith? He goes for it. Hot into turn 3. All the way down to the bottom. 8 car on your screen, trying to chase down the 5 once again, down the front stretch. Justin Bell up to 2nd. 3 car not let him have it that easy, though. He might go for a move, but backs out. Mike Loveless running up high through turns 1 and 2. Trying to get the positions back himself. Dakota Henderson, Justin Bell, Trey Smith, Mike Loveless, James Napier, Ty Sykes, Tanner Ensign, Brighton Coleman, Mike Presley, Brandon Harris, and Scott Rush. Scott Rush is apparently out, and Gene Watkinson is actually in the pits as well. I'm not sure why they keep appearing on my screen if they are not racing. But hey, we're doing it live. It's fine. Justin Bell, about 2.5 cars back off of Dakota Henderson, trying to chase him down on the straights, making the most of the draft while he has it. About a car length between them. Dakota Henderson is just that little bit better off of turn 4 and off of turn 2 than anybody else really seems to be at the moment. But that is not deterring Justin Bell at the moment, as he's still about 1 or 2 cars behind Dakota Henderson. Don't see a lot of cars with a nice metallic green. Mike Lovelace has somehow made it past Trey Smith, and I completely missed that. I apologize, folks. Mike Lovelace is gaining on our leaders once again. As you can see, as we're riding on the back of the 8 of Justin Bell, we'll jump over to Mike Lovelace in just a second here. 15 laps completed of 75 here at Homestead, Miami. Mike Lovelace all the way up to the top of the racetrack, not quite wall riding like we've seen in the past, but keeping it clean. Little tap off of turn 2. Down to the bottom, trying to chase down the 8, use whatever slipstream he can through the turns to not only conserve fuel and tire, but to gain as much speed as he can without having to really work for it. Down the front stretch. He's about a car and a half behind into the entry of turn 1. Of course, with running up higher, he's losing that time, but gaining it in overall momentum throughout the corner as he is a rocket down the backstretch. He's already back to a car and a half, maybe a car length behind the 8 into turn 3, all the way down to the bottom. This could be the move for second. Side by side off of turn 4. Side by side all the way down the front stretch here at Homestead, Miami. 68 blows the doors off the 8. 8 has no other choice but to back out. Regardless, that was a fantastic show of defense from the 8 of Justin Bell. 17 of 75 laps completed. Dakota Henderson leading the way. Mike Lovelace chasing him down. 8 of Justin Bell not really willing to give up the position to Mike Lovelace just yet, but having to conserve what he has for the time being. In my opinion, this should be about a 2-stop race at absolute most. Lap 25 around there, and at lap 50 roughly is about the sweet spot, of course, with a 75 lap race. Makes the most sense. I don't think we're going to see a lot of trying to go for a one-stop strategy. I don't think there's going to be enough fuel or tire left on anybody's cars if they try to go to about lap 45. .68 of Mike Lovelace, gaining some good time away from Justin Bell. Dakota Henderson with some clean air in front of him, making the most of it while he can. Jump back a little further down the field now, down to Tanner Ensign coming off of turn 2. He's in a bit of a battle of his own between the 3 and the number 1. Trey Smith and Ty Sykes in front and behind him, but respectively, excuse me. 44 car on your screen here. 1 car with a bit of a problem into the entry of turn 3. 3 car ahead of him, chasing him down for the position. Tanner Ensign in contention for the championship, as well. Hiccups and dry voice. I apologize. 44 with a clean exit off of turn 4. Has about a quarter panel door and clear off of the 3 car. 1 car behind him trying to chase them both down and get that position away from the 3. Tanner Ensign up to 5th. James Napier ahead of him, now in 4th. Trey Smith, Ty Sykes, Brighton Coleman jump down to Brighton Coleman. Now he is the next car in contention for the championship. He has to win here tonight in order to be in the championship for the remainder of the season, as does the 8 of Justin Bell, as we were saying earlier, as Brighton Coleman enters turns 3 and 4 now. Very classy Kodak car. I admit I really like that paint job. That is a snazzy look for that number 4 Ford. Bit loose on the front stretch, which is a weird thing to say. Not really getting a good entry into turns 1 and 2, losing a bit of time there. But keeping it clean and keeping it going as fast as he can make it go, trying to chase down that one car in front of him. Still plenty of time here at Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll jump back up to our leaders. Just starting lap 23 now. Dakota Henderson still leading the way in the number 5. Really letting the car do the work through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch they go. 68 of Mike Loveless is about 5 or 6 cars back, maybe a little further. Trying to chase down Dakota Henderson. He's half a second behind. Justin Bell is almost 3 seconds behind Mike Loveless. These two have had enough clean air between them to just run away with it, with little in terms of interference overall. Justin Bell not having a great night despite a fantastic qualifying position of 4th. He's up to 3rd, but just does not seem to have a lot of speed and clean air at the moment. He's got to clean up these laps and get some speed back into that race car, or he's got to conserve and outweight his opponents for the position. But that is a very risky strategy, especially here at Homestead Miami. The shallow banking, much like at Indianapolis, this one's a little steeper, but the runs are much shorter. 2-mile oval, perfect oval as well, as the 68 of Mike Loveless is now within 0.3 seconds behind and gaining. He's running all the way down to the bottom, trying to catch up to Dakota Henderson. Dakota Henderson up into the wall, slowing him down just that little bit more. Mike Loveless trying to make the move here, probably into the entry of turns 1 or 2. Down the front stretch they go, about 2 cars, 2.5 between them. Dakota Henderson and Mike Loveless running all the way up to the top. 26 of 75 laps completed here at Homestead Miami Speedway. But yes, Homestead Miami being I believe it's a concrete asphalt mix racetrack, such as the likes of Sebring as well. 68 on the bottom, Dakota Henderson up into the wall. This is the move for the lead here. 68 and the 5. Let's jump to a different camera here. I want to see some more of this action and actually make sure we get it this time. I want to see the move for the lead here. Come on, Mike, fellow teammate. Let's go see what you got. 68 of Mike Loveless running the bottom. 2 car lengths between them. Down the backstretch, gaining to 3. Dakota Henderson up top. Mike Loveless on the bottom. Through turns 3 and 4, once again, big slide for a second there from the 5. Managing to keep it straight. 68 with not as much of a run off of turn 4 as he would have liked. He's back to about 3 cars behind and gaining away. 5 car with a big slide up into the turn 1 wall. 68 getting a huge run off of turn 1. This is the nightmare for Dakota Henderson now. He is shredding those tires. 68 behind the bumper of the 5. Makes the pass down on the bottom of the racetrack. Dakota Henderson not relenting, but he's up in the wall and sideways. Off of turn 4. Door to door, and Dakota Henderson with a huge burst of speed from somewhere. He's past the 68 once again. 68 not relenting that easy, though. Dakota Henderson on top. 68 on the bottom. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. Contact! 68 and the 5 come together. 68 managing to keep it straight, but that could have been a huge collision. 68 ran up into the 5's rear quarter panel there, or vice versa. We'll have to go back and take a look at that, but a masterclass job of trying to keep these cars straight. As 68 of Mike Loveless shaking it off already and trying to get back out there and get that position. Big loss of front grip there, as you saw through the midst of turn 2. He's slowing down. off of Dakota Henderson for just a minute. Dakota Henderson having some radio problems, as you see now. 68 of Mike Loveless. Gaining up once again through turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch they go. Trying to gain on Dakota Henderson. One and two. Down the backstretch once again, not having the same speed they did before. They're probably starting to run out of tire here soon. For the time being, well, maybe not. Mike Loveless trying to make it work. He's back within a quarter second and gaining once again on Dakota Henderson. This might be real close here at the line. Once again, about a car and a half, 2 cars out. Dakota Henderson running away with it once again. Mike Loveless trying to run that little bit higher. Staying out of the marble. Running up nice and close to the wall, about a half a car length distance off it. Chasing down the 5 of Dakota Henderson once again. 2 cars, 1 car. Trying to keep the pressure on through the corners. Dakota Henderson with a bit of another front end slide through turns 3 and 4 there for just a moment once again. 68. Running down to the bottom this time. Trying to keep the momentum up. Does not have the speed to do it at the moment. Not sure if he knocked a wheel out of alignment with that little collision. It is definitely possible in these Xfinity Cup cars, and soon to be the O'Reilly's Cup cars. Welcome to O'Reilly. Welcome to NASCAR O'Reilly's. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ow. No one? Okay. It's lonely up here in the booth. I gotta entertain myself somehow. We're already getting up into the lap traffic here. 33 of Brandon Harris on the bottom. Not exactly the best place for him to be, as the 68 has a bit more of a time getting around him than the 5 did. Understandably, the 5 had more space to work with. 68 did not. And it was already too late for the 33 to dive onto the apron. So Mike Loveless with probably a little bit of exasperation for that one. He's trying to catch back up to Mike Loveless as we do start to see cars coming down pit road. Justin Bell, Trey Smith down pit road this time. Brandon Harris may have already pit. I just didn't see it in my timesheet. 68 of Mike Loveless coming down pit road. Jump up to our leader once again, James Napier following him as well. Dakota Henderson staying out for the time being. Tanner Ensign and Ty Sykes are down pit road as well. Excuse me. Dakota Henderson may be considering pitting this time. He's slowing down through turns 3 and 4. He is coming down pit road this time. Brighton Coleman is now your leader, coming down the backstretch just this minute. Mike Presley behind him. Mike Loveless coming out of pit road. He's up in 4th. Brandon Harris in 5th. Brighton Coleman is your new race leader, as Dakota Henderson is in pit road. Mike Presley going by now. Brandon Harris in the number 33 has some ground to make up on Dakota Henderson. Ty Sykes off pit road as well. Tanner Ensign, Ty Sykes, and Trey Smith are all 1 lap down off the leader. Four cars slowing and coming down pit road this time. Mike Presley is now your leader, and he was right on the tail of Brighton Coleman. Number 0 on your screen now. Another Ensign Motorsports machine. Team of 6 out there. The 0, the 4, the 111, the 8, 44, and the 3. As Mike Presley comes down pit road this time, taking the long way around. Mike Lovelace, coming off of turn 2 now, will be your leader at the line. 38 of 75 laps completed this time by for Mike Lovelace. We'll go back to our fancy mixed camera because we like that. Mike Lovelace, all he has to do now is just hit his marks. He's got clean air all around him and just needs to run away with it as best as he can. Mike Presley still down pit road. Bryton Coleman in the number 4 is now officially 1 lap down. Not sure if he's had an issue, which would be very unfortunate. Brandon Harris now 1 lap down as well. Justin Bell still in 2nd place. He is hoping for a Hail Mary caution at this point to try and make the move on Mike Lovelace. Mike Lovelace being a very fast driver, one of the Fearless Motorsports team drivers. Trying to get as much ground as he can away from Justin Bell and Dakota Henderson. He's already better part of 3 seconds up on both of them. James Napier is almost 11 seconds behind the leader. Tanner Ensign is almost 13. Trey Smith is over 20. Ty Sykes is over 20. Mike Presley is almost 30, I believe that number is. Yes, he's 32 seconds behind. Bryton Coleman in the 4. Mike Presley going a lap down now. Brandon Harris is 2 laps down. 7 cars still on the lead lap here at Homestead Miami Speedway. 42 of 75 laps completed, just under halfway. And there's still plenty of green flag left to go here at Miami. Excuse me. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a better part of single digits here for the majority of the week. Wood stove has been on to the max, and it's a little dry. Oh, we have a caution. Oh, no. Mike Lovelace, your worst nightmare. Dakota Henderson and Brandon Harris. Let's jump back and see what happened here. Oh, 5 doors of the 33 and just take each other out. Coming off of turn 4, nowhere for either of them to go at that point, stopping just at the start-finish line. Oh, and he collects somebody. Who is that? He also gets sideswiped by someone. That is the 88 of James Napier. And he didn't crash from that. That was incredible. Fantastic job from that 88 of James Napier, who is now up to 3rd. Mike Lovelace is your leader. Justin Bell in 2nd in the number 8. James Napier in the 88 in 3rd. Pace car off pit road this time. First caution of the night here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Mike Presley in the 0, waiting on the lucky dog. Everybody coming down pit road this time. 68, 8, and the 88, your top 3. Dakota Henderson in the 5, down in 4th. Tanner Ensign in the 44 in 5th. Trey Smith in 6th. Ty Sykes in 7th. Mike Presley's the only car staying out at the moment. Mike Lovelace needs the stop of a lifetime here. Oh, and Justin Bell overshoots his pit stall. Dakota Henderson with a lot of damage. Trey Smith is amazingly in the box. It looked like he wasn't all the way in the box there. 44 of Tanner Ensign is going to beat Justin Bell off of pit road. Mike Loveless, Tanner Ensign, James Napier, Justin Bell in 4th, Dakota Henderson 5th, Trey Smith in 6th, Ty Sykes in 7th, Mike Presley, if he doesn't have a quick stop here, may be stuck in pit road and go another lap down. Oh, excuse me. That's something I wish this happened. I would like to ride alongside the pace car. I think that'd be a good thing for SDK to come up with. Oh, excuse me. Really dry lately. Really dry. Fearless Broadcasting will be back on Friday night with, I believe, 2 leagues on the same night. I believe one is the NSR Cup Series, and the other is another race for the USORA Truck Series. That one will be hopefully alongside our friend in Christopher Lindsay, owner or vice president of the league, as we have one more lap to go here at under caution here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Restart on lap 47. Mike Loveless on the bottom. Mike Loveless with radio issue there for a second. Tanner Ensign, excuse me, on the top. James Napier in 3rd. Justin Bell in 4th. Dakota Henderson in 5th. Trey Smith in 6th. Ty Sykes, Mike Presley down to 8th. Brayton Coleman and Brandon Harris are both at least 1 lap down. So far, all cars that started the race are still racing. A couple cars at least 1 lap down, which is unfortunate as we get ready to go green flag this time by. Pace car getting ready to dive down pit road. There it goes. Mike Loveless with the control. Getting ready through the restart zone. Good launch for the 68 of Mike Loveless. Side by side with the 44. 88 trying to chase them down behind him. Not giving up the inside line. Cold tires are going to be a huge factor here through turns 1 and 2, especially at the lower speed. They're not all the way up to speed yet. Not making most of their very limited aero packages. The 44 had a big slide off of turn 2. 44 down to the bottom. 68 riding the top. 44 eking closer to the 68. Getting close. Jockeying for the position. 44 with help from the 88. Diving down onto the bottom. Huge slide here from the 44. Big slide almost all the way through turns 1 and 2. 88 watching the events unfold behind him. The 68 and the 44 are side by side through turns 3 and 4 once again. Mike Loveless and Tanner Ensign challenging for the lead. Another big slide from the 44. 88 almost getting into him as he recovers. 68 of Mike Loveless is your leader officially once again. James Napier in the 88 not being able to keep up. Tanner Ensign a little bit further back now. Oh, 44 in the 5. Caution is out. Lap 50, Dakota Henderson and Tanner Ensign crash. Big slide from the 8. 44 taps the wall and just dumps the 5. Amazingly, nobody else got caught up into that, but I believe that might be the end of the night for Dakota Henderson, which is very unfortunate there, as he had a full nose collision into the into the backstretch wall. Very unfortunate there for the 5 of Dakota Henderson. That might be his race over for tonight. Not sure what that's going to do to his playoff standings. Second caution of the night. 25 laps to go at the line under pace car conditions. Mike Loveless, James Napier, Justin Bell, Ty Sykes, Mike Presley, Trey Smith, and Tanner Ensign, who just wrecked. Managing to keep the car going, but there is a lot of damage on that race car. If he hasn't wrecked already, he has a fast repair. A lot of guys trying to save here as the 88 dives down pit road, but he comes back up, trying to deke out anybody that might want it. Trying to keep those tires warm as best as he can. A lot of rubber to try and keep warm, especially here at Homestead, Miami. This track is incredibly difficult to figure out, especially in these Xfinity Cup cars. Even more so in the truck series. We were there a couple months ago with the Wild West League. I remember racing that event, and that was an incredibly difficult challenge, but also very, very fun. That was a very incredibly fun race to have participated in. Just completely drifting through turns 1 and 2 and trying to just eke the brakes enough into the entry of turn 3 to get it slowed down enough to not shred the tires through the corners, but keep enough going that you're just going for broke. Lot of very pretty cars shining out here tonight in the Xfinity Stanford Witt Cup Series in the Wild West Racing League here at Homestead, Miami. 1 lap to go at the line under pace car. We'll have 23 green flag laps left of racing here at Miami to finish out this race if we go green for all of them. Mike Loveless choosing the bottom. 88 up top. Justin Bell in the 8 behind them. These are your top 3. Ty Sykes, Trace Smith, Mike Presley, Tanner Ensign back out on the racetrack, and Brayton Coleman in 8th. Back has recovered his lap, and Dakota Henderson is out of the race. Maybe. And if he's not, he's got a lot of damage to work through and very little time to get back out there. Nobody really trying to work their tires in, which is a little surprising. In my opinion, at least. 1 car making the most of it. Smart man back there. He will be pushing the 88 on the restart. They both need to have a good launch to get past Mike Loveless and begin blocking for all they are worth, because I can promise you Mike Loveless, once he's away, he is gone. Pace car getting ready to cut. Pace car diving down pit road. 23 laps to go here at Homestead, Miami. We are green flag once again. Side by side with the 88 as they charge down into turn 1. Beautiful start from both drivers. 88 running up top, trying to keep it clean. Swerving behind the 68. Dives down below him. 88 now on the bottom, 68 on the top. 8 trying to chase them down. Under pressure from the 3 and the 1. Bit of a slide from the 68. James Napier is your leader now in the 88 machine. Sorry about that. Door to door, beating their fenders in with the 68 of Mike Loveless on the bottom. 88, the 8 and the 3 trying to chase him down through turns 1 and 2. Got to be careful they don't take themselves out. 3 wide down the backstretch here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Very risky play here, especially among teammates. 88, the 3 and the 8 contesting each other. Big slides from all 3 of them. Off of turn 4, down the front stretch once again, trying to chase down Mike Loveless, 8 and the 88 side by side through turn 1 once again. Trey Smith in the 3, trying to chase down Mike Loveless, now under pressure from Ty Sykes, all 3 of them. '88 making the move on his teammate. 1 car getting blocked. We may go 3 wide once again through turn 3 and 4. 3 car on the top. Defending the position. Playing nice for the time being. 68 by the 3, 88, 8, and the 1 are your top 5. And they are all in contention. 8 car running way up high once again. 88 on the bottom with the 1 helping him. Almost taking the bumper off the 8 as they came back up the racetrack. trying to chase down his teammate in the 3 of Trey Smith. Jump up to him now as we watch the battle unfold between Trey and Mike still wrong car. Trey and Mike Loveless. Dakota Henderson is unfortunately out of the race. Very bad luck out there tonight. 3 car with another big slide all the way up to the top, running into the marble just a little bit, trying to keep that speed going. Chase down the 68 of Mike Loveless. Mike Loveless, about 2 cars or more ahead of Trey Smith. James Napier trying to gain on the bottom. 8 and the 1 behind them, side by side, challenging each other for 4th place, excuse me. Too many numbers and too many things to remember. Mike Loveless still leading. Trey Smith now under pressure from his teammate James Napier. Oh, the 88 is not his teammate. I apologize. James Napier is not his teammate. James Napier is with Bumblebee Racing alongside the 5 Dakota Henderson. I apologize. That'd be why they're fighting so hard for the positions. Trey Smith still blocking the 88. 68 seeming to run away with it for the time being. 88 on the bottom. Trey Smith all the way up into the wall, stuck there for just a moment. That's the worst case scenario. Once you get hooked on that wall, it's very hard to get the car to turn back off of it. We'll jump up to Mike Loveless once again, who is over a second ahead of James Napier in the number 88. Mike Loveless in clean air is the biggest threat on the racetrack at the moment because he is just roaring away with it once again. All he has to do is keep hitting his mark. 16 laps to go under the lights here at Miami. Still running away with it. James Napier, Trey Smith, Ty Sykes, Tanner Ensign, Justin Bell, Mike Presley, and Brighton Coleman are all on the lead lap. Brandon Harris is 2 laps down, and Dakota Henderson, Gene Watkinson, and Scott Rush are all out of the race. Though Gene and Scott didn't actually start, I don't think. So we'll jump back to Trey Smith, 3 car on the 1 here, down the backstretch, off of turn 2, trying to make a pass on the number 1. Celsius number 3, Peach Vibe Chevrolet Camaro. 8 and the 44 behind them. Three all the way up to the wall, keeping the momentum going. Gonna have a good run off of turn 2 to challenge the 1. Mike Loveless and James Napier ahead of him. 3 passing the 1. 44 going for the move now. 8 following the 44. One with a big slide runs all the way up to the wall on accident. 8 with some serious speed off of turn 2. Where the heck did he come from? He's going all the way for it. He's challenging Trey Smith, and he blows the doors off him. Where the hell did the 8 car come from there? Justin Bell is back up to 3rd. What a move. I might go back after the race and see some of that. 12 laps to go here at Homestead, Miami. 8 car under pressure from the 3 on the top as they enter turn 1 once again. Trey running real close, but keeping it off the wall. That's the big one. Justin Bell gets into the wall on the backstretch. Running all the way down. He's not scraping as much as some of these other cars have been. He's running a bit of a nose higher setup, so it's probably really loose in terms of aerodynamics. So he's running a lot of front grip without bottoming out the bottom side of that race car. Trying to conserve what he can while he can as well. by not beating the hell out of the undercarriage of the race car and by proxy his front wing, his splitter, excuse me. Jump back up to Mike Loveless, who's 2 seconds now up. 10 laps to go this time by here at Homestead, Miami. He's 2.1 and gaining. It seems to be all under wraps once again for Mike Loveless. Hey, if any of the not the Fearless. Hey, if any of the Wild West guys are here after the fact watching the race, I think we got to do something about Mike, huh? Because I think he's won almost every race this week, or in the past few weeks. He just shows up and destroys all of us. So, don't get me wrong, love my teammate. I absolutely do. It's a pleasure to be racing and working with him behind the scenes in terms of the Fearless Motorsports and the Fearless Broadcasting side of things. 9 laps to go, racing down the backstretch. Number 68 of Mike Loveless in the Meals on Wheels machine. But it'd be nice to have, you know, a chance. He won the dirt oval race we did the other night. He won last night, if I'm not mistaken, and now he's on his way to win again tonight. This man must be stopped. This is getting out of hand. There are 2 of them. Once again, another masterclass race from Mike Loveless. James Napier just not having a lot of speed to catch back up. We'll jump back to him right now. James Napier in the number 88 as the game decides to go to bumper cam. Thanks, game. Number 88 here. Entering turn 1. Justin Bell not too far behind him. James Napier having made up 5 positions. Justin Bell a little ways back. It's still in contention, at least for second place. He's only about a second and a half, about 1 second behind James Napier. Got a little work to do to pass him, but there's still 6 laps to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway. The Wild West Racing League is always looking for more drivers to have some more fun with. In case any of you at home are watching, feel free to jump on in. If you have a sim rig, you want to get into iRacing, this is a fantastic league to start with. We run on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sunday nights. We have the next series of the Generation 4 Cup on Tuesday nights coming back. We have the Sunday night Truck Series coming back as well. Wednesday night is, of course, the Xfinity Cup Series. And then on Saturdays is the, at the moment, Next Gen Cup Series, which we are also, I'm not sure what's going on this Saturday for me. But if I'm up to it and if I'm around, I will be here to broadcast. 5 laps to go here at Homestead, Miami. Or I might jump in and race. Depends on where they're at. I'm not sure. I have to go look at the schedule. Mike Loveless is about half a front stretch ahead of James Napier. 4.5 seconds ahead. Justin Bell about 1.25 seconds behind James. 4 laps to go here at Homestead, Miami. Mike Loveless needs the rest of the field to play nice for the remainder of these last 4 laps here. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Just running his line all by himself, running the race he wants, the way he wants. 3 to go. This time by. Wild West Racing League here at Homestead, Miami with the Stanford Witt Xfinity Cup. James Napier about 4.5 seconds back. Mike Loveless has made up basically the entire length of the front stretch up on James Napier. 2 to go. Mike just needs to come back around one more time, and then it doesn't matter what happens. Mike Loveless is on another track to win outright once again. Having started in second, just behind Dakota Henderson, if I remember correctly. Or alongside him, at least. Oh, white flag this time by here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Coming back no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's a demolition derby from here on. Mike Loveless has 2 more turns to go. Off of turn 2. Down the backstretch one more time. James Napier and Justin Bell, 5 seconds behind. Justin Bell, 2 seconds behind James, 7 seconds behind the leader. Tanner Ensign, another 2 behind Bell. Mike Loveless wins at Homestead Miami Speedway with the Wild West Stand for Wit Xfinity Cup Series. Another fantastic win for Mike Loveless here in the Wild West Racing League. James Napier in second and Justin Bell in third. Tanner Ensign in fourth. Trey Smith in fifth. Ty Sykes in sixth. Mike Presley in seventh. Brighton Coleman in eighth. Brandon Harris in ninth. Dakota Henderson is out of the race, unfortunately for him. Mike Loveless coming around one more time to burn it down once again here in the Wild West Racing League. Let's see if we can find him. Mike Loveless, this is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. Congratulations on another fantastic win here in the Wild West Racing League.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Pat.
Mike, what was your strategy out there to just absolutely dominate the field once again? You started in second and you just managed to keep that car as clean as possible, despite a few taps off the wall. But then again, these are Xfinity cars, and we all know how they drive, so.
That's right. Yeah, no, it was a matter of figuring out what the setup was like. You know, I had a little problem coming through 3 and 4. There was like a spot where I just kept bouncing the spring, but eventually I found the line that seemed to work the best for the car. I was able to keep it clean. I enjoyed racing there with Dakota, James, Trey, Tanner, a bunch of the guys up there, and had a good old time. And once I got some clean air and some open space, it was really fun.
Well, congratulations once again on another fantastic victory here at Homestead Miami Speedway. We hope to see more of it next time. I'm not sure if that's going to be on Saturday or what. I got a lot to remember at the moment. So if we're live on Saturday, we hope to see you up here once again. How's that sound?
That sounds like a plan. I'll see you there.
All right. You have a good one. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
That was your race winner, Mike Loveless. Let's get our second place finisher, James Napier. James Napier, this is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. Do you got me?
Yes, sir.
James, regardless of the second place, fantastic finish, one hell of an effort. What do you think you could have done just that little bit differently to have hopefully beaten Mike Loveless?
I just needed a caution to come out there. I had pretty much a pretty good fast short run speed. A long run kind of fell off there for a little bit.
Well, congratulations regardless. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off for the night?
I'd like to thank Wild West, my teammate Dakota, Timmy over at Bumblebee. Looking forward to the next round.
I couldn't agree with you more there. Congratulations, and we hope to see more of you on the podium next week.
Thank you.
That was your second place finisher, James Napier. Let's get Justin Bell here. Your third place finisher, Justin Bell. This is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. You got me.
The thing's probably fucked.
How are you doing, sir?
Justin, unfortunately, you did not get the win and in for the remainder of the championship tonight. Regardless, congratulations on a fantastic third place finish. What do you think you could have done just a little bit differently to improve to your odds?
I mean, I think we did the best we could with the car we had. I mean, I feel like that was at least top 5 car. We kind of made it better than we felt like. I don't know if we could have won that one, but from what Tanner was saying before I got dragged up here, I think I'm 1 point in. If it's not, if it's right or not, we would have to see. But that's kind of crazy. I mean, being here, I know Scott Scott disconnected at the start of this race, so I know he had to leave for work. But I hope that's not true. Scott raced hard this year for this championship, so I hope he's in. And I kind of had a doozy, so yeah, we had the best car we could, and I think that's the best we could ask for.
Well, congratulations on a respectable third place nonetheless, and one hell of a job out there. Just Mike Lovelace seems to have a missile in that race car, and he seems to have missiles in every race car he shows up with these days, because it's ridiculous.
Absolutely, he could put that car and hold lines that I didn't even know you could do that here, but it was really impressive, and shout out to him and his team.
Well, thank you for spending a few minutes with us, and congratulations once again on a third place finish. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, sir. Thank you for Fearless Broadcasting for doing what you guys do, and thank you for Wild West Racing Series. This is an awesome league, and glad to be in it.
Thank you as well. Hope to see more of you next week. How's that sound?
Thank you, sir.
Well, folks, you've spent another perfectly good hour or so here with us in Fearless Broadcasting and the Wild West Racing League. We are always happy to work with these guys. We're always happy to bring on a broadcast to the very best of our ability, no matter what happens. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Pat Wilkinson up the booth here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And until next time, goodbye.